What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 41 of the LARNE project here in Football Manager 2019. Today, we're back. We're taking on Ludogorets. It's the first Europa League game of the year in the group stage. Debatably the easiest of the teams in this group, so if we want to stand any chance of going through, and it's a slim chance at that, we really need to get a result today. Since we're last here, and the title might imply that stuff's happened, the transfer window's closed. You might be wondering, Jack, did you manage to get foreign players? You know, you spent a long time of pre-season trying to find them. Yes, I did. 3 of them. Do I think that they're world beaters? Not exactly. Are they players who I think could be useful longer term? Yes, that's kind of the thinking I've gone with here. Obviously, with these foreign players, there's a debate to say I should be getting in more experienced options, but the reality was experienced players just didn't want to join me, so I was really hunting out young, untapped potential. And I think we've done that. You can see, just looking at our squad here, our team for today's game doesn't feature any new players in. So that might give you an idea of where I've gone with these players. But let's go through them, and let's go through them in a dramatic, revealy order. So the first player we'll come to is Leo Ott. Now, I would like to start nicknaming more players in this save game. So I think he's going to be known as the Otter, because it's Lee Ott, Lee is the in French. Okay, look, I know it's tenuous, but the Otter just sounds good. In terms of what he offers, though, I mean, what a centre mid. Fairly ambitious personality, left-footed, loads of potential. Noticed him in the French under-20s because he was valued at £10,000 a week, like total transfer. We got him for 20 grand. I mean, we're laughing. US Boulogne. That's not how you say that team's name, but thank you very much. Merci. Yeah, the Otter. I love the look of this guy. I think he could be a long-term option as a ball-winning midfielder, but you can see as a centre mid on support, just tremendous. I mean, what more could you want? So I like the look of him a lot. He's on a lot of money. You'll notice that's a common trend with all these foreign players to get them to come to England. But nevertheless, I've got some high hopes for this guy. Anyway, the next 2 players, they're kind of similar in terms of they're both Swedish and they're both from the same team. The first player we have, Philippe Kviborg. We should just call him the Cyborg. We'll have the Otter and the Cyborg. But yeah, this guy, a left back. Now, I talked about the fact we needed a Kieran Kane backup. I needed that kind of second choice natural left back. Found this guy, can play left and right back kind of reasonably well. You can see very kind of established at international level. You might be thinking, Jack, how much did you pay for him? He's on £3,500 a week. You're right. How much did I pay for him? Write a comment with a guess right now, and boom. 1.6 million. It could go up to 2.5 million, though, if he plays a lot internationally and for us in the league. But I do like the look of him quite a lot. Amazing physicals, very solid mentals. Yes, he has some improving to do, in terms of his technicals, and his mentals in some areas could be a little bit better, but I feel like for an 18-year-old who fits a position we definitely needed a backup in, he's a good little option for us. I think he will be second choice left back throughout the season, and with McDermott leaving at the end of this year, probably, I think he's the natural replacement to be that kind of versatile full-back option on the bench for us for years to come. And well, the last player, as I said, another Swedish player. We have here Lucas Gran. And I've taken a bit of a punt, and I don't think it's paid off because I didn't have a time to fully scout this guy. These signings were all made on deadline day. So I signed Viborg, and I was like, okay, well, I can sign players from AIK in Sweden. Do they have any other good players? And they had this 19-year-old capped at under 21 level for Sweden. I was like, you know what? Let's take a punt on him. I've taken a punt. It's only £1.5 million, so it's not the most expensive punt in the world. And he does have fairly professional personality. I was hoping for a little bit more. What I could see was his aerial reach, his command of area, and his decisions. And I saw those in 13 handling as well. And I thought, yeah, this guy could be good. And I still think and kind of maintain he could be good. He's still pretty young. You compare him to Jared Thompson here. You can see aerially he's better, but that's pretty much the only area he excels in besides mentals and speed. I don't quite know how to feel about this one in hindsight, but he is only 19, so he's got room to improve, and he has only just turned 19. He's joined us on a 4-year deal. Now, naturally, these players do fit our foreign kind of player slots. We are only allowed 3 foreign players as part of the series rules. So when I want to bring in anyone else, if I want to, I would have to get rid of one of these. But I feel like at least with this signings with Viborg and Gran, we've covered two problem areas, that being a backup goalkeeper and a left back for the future who can, compete with Kieran Kane. And if we were to lose Kieran Kane down the line, if we were to get a big offer, because there's been big offers kind of offered, I think we had £2 million for him at one point, which we rejected. We at least maybe have the backup option to him in the side, although I don't really want to sell Kieran Kane no matter what comes in for him. So yes, I feel like some people are going to criticise those signings. They're on massive, massive wages to even get them to come to the club. I had to make them some of the biggest earners, but I'm hoping that they're going to be worth the punt. And over the course of this year, they'll start breaking into the first team, potentially all three of them, and showing us what they're all about. But at least for now, I don't really want to rush them into the team too quick. Just another little bit of team news. Jamie McCoy has signed a new contract at the club. It does make him one of the biggest earners, but he did just break into the Northern Irish national team. So off the back of that, I felt pressured into giving him an offer. £2,500 a week. It will raise to £3,000 after 30 games. You can see an optional contract extension at the club of 3 years as well. I feel like it's great to have a player like him locked down for potentially 8 years, even if it did mean paying him a little bit more than I'd like. We do have room in the wage budget for these kind of players. You can see we're still £35,000 a week under our wage budget. We still have a transfer budget despite the additions we've made of 3.6 million. So there's loads of money there to still make stuff happen with. You can see just the general overview of our transfer business. Really not a whole lot happened. Armitage, I think I talked about last season. He was a player we kind of agreed to sign in advance. He's gone straight into the under-20s. Peter Walsh, another player who's in the under-20s. And also Michael Ambler, also in the under-20s. So we've kind of brought in some players for the future without going too crazy like we have the previous 2 years. You can see on the outs, we recouped a decent sum of money, £1 million in total received. Lots of players going out on loan who I just couldn't get transfer offers for. But I feel like when we look back on this transfer window, it was good progress. And I'm hoping that these foreign players are obviously going to come up good for us. I mean, especially Swedish players. Swedish players are usually quite good. I think back to the Gibraltar Apex series, which if you've never seen and you've been enjoying the LARNE series, I recommend going and check it out. We had a Swedish goalkeeper in that save called Ludwig Ljung, who was just a hero for us. Maybe Gran can be the new Ludwig. That's the dream. But anyway, let's get into today's game against Ludogorets. In terms of the team, it's pretty much full strength. Thompson in goal, Kieran Kane, McCoy, Morrison. Of course, now we have Morrison and McCoy, both Northern Irish internationals at centre-back, which is great. Robinson's coming back from injury. He's been out for a long time, but we're going to take a punt on him today. Hopefully he doesn't get injured again, but we are going to have, obviously, Conor McDermott on the bench as a potential backup right-back option. In the centre midfield, we're going to go with Jim Meister alongside Frame. Now, Frame might see his position in a little bit of threat to the Otter. We'll have to see how things work out. I do feel like Leo Ott might be a better ball-winning midfielder option for us. Across the midfield three, we're going to go with O'Connor, Dixon and Bannon. Bannon complaining a little bit oddly about a lack of first-team football. I gave him a little bit of a rest because he was exhausted after a few games and he was like, boss, I'm not playing enough. I really rate this guy. I like his overall ability a lot. I love his technicals. Hopefully he's going to perform well today for us, the Scottish Under-19 international. And up top, we're going to go with Justin Wright, has been the top goal scorer in all competitions for us this year. You can see 12 goals to his name. 8 have come in continental appearances, 4 in 6 appearances in the league. Hopefully he can come good for us today in the first stage of the Europa League. But anyway, let's get into today's game. Obviously, we are a little bit hit and miss, I feel like. We have a very inconsistent team. But I feel like on our day, this is a game that's very, very winnable. I feel like there was a bit of pressure on us this year to make it to at least the Europa League group stage again. I feel like last year we performed very, very well to get to the Europa League group stage. And then in the group stage we performed superbly. You know, wins against Sporting and Fenerbahce were beyond my wildest expectations. This year being drawn in a group with Ludogorets, Lille, and is it Lille? I think it's Lille we've been drawn with. And also Manchester United. It's a slightly different kettle of fish in terms of, I think, third is probably the best we can aim for. And it's what we're going to aim for. We got third last year. To get out of this group is going to be a monumental challenge. I'm under no kind of disillusions about the fact that it would be an incredibly tall order to expect us to do that. But if we are to even attempt it, we need to get off to a perfect start here against Ludogorets. You can see early on here, 69% of the ball in our favour. We're dominating possession. Can we make it count with a set piece here? Initial ball from Bannon, not great, but gets a second option in. Dixon Side netting denies us. That's pretty unfortunate. That was a good little header towards goal, which they've dealt with reasonably well there. But another set piece maybe. Maybe we can make something from this throw-in. Jim Meister. Nice bit of play here to Robinson, the right back from injury. He's not going to shoot from there, surely. It falls to Dixon. To Frame, you can hit them from there. Robinson tries to lay it in. Maybe Jim Meister can make something happen. On the overlap on the left, my son. Go there. Kieran Kane. Loads of space for him to work in. Whips it towards the back post. It's headed away. Frame, though, mops up the pieces. We go wide again. Patient build-up play. Hopefully we can have something good come of this at the end. Nice play. That looked like a bad foul. Unfortunately, apparently it wasn't a bad foul, so we're going to get nothing from it. But, well, a tiny bit unfortunate perhaps. But, well, 10 minutes left of the half. Can we get something here? Headed back into the danger area. McCoy, penalty is given. Pestridge is not on the pitch to miss it. I repeat, Pestridge is not on the pitch to miss it. Justin Wright, top goal scorer for the season. We deserve it off the basis of this first half. We've been superb. He steps up. It's saved. We don't have a penalty taker. Oh, balls. Pardon my French. It's going to be half-time here at 0-0. I mean, look at the stats. If we go on to lose this now, we are going to look back on that penalty miss as a mistake. That hurts. I mean, the game's not even over, but it hurts. And I've also managed to demotivate Jared Thompson, which is not ideal. Right, getting to the second half. We've got to mentally kind of reset, I guess, after that. 68% of possession. They had 0 shots on target. We've been so much better than them. And bearing in mind, we are away from home here. This is the side that turned up against Maccabi Tel Aviv. And I'm hoping that we can maintain this level of performance in the second half. It's not going to be easy, but Bannon, he has 16 finishing. I back him to finish. Oh, he hasn't finished it. The reason I pick Bannon ahead of Glendining and sometimes O'Donnell is because of his 16 finishing. Didn't really show there, did it? O'Connor, I mean, he's not had the best season, O'Connor. That kind of sums it up right there. Oh, Bannon won the ball high at the pitch and really nice closing down by him, but it just completely crumbled apart. Wright's missed. I mean, the logical thing here is to maybe look to replace him, but I'm looking and Steve Pestridge is the only option to replace him with. But you know what? We're going to do it. Dixon is also on a yellow card. So I'm going to take him off. I'm going to bring in Lil on that right-hand side for us. So a double change going on here. Dixon, who's been a bit of a saviour for us, and Wright, but they've not quite stepped up today. I'm hoping that Lil and Pestridge are going to be able to show us what they're made of. Ball whipped in by Robinson. Can't beat the first man. Goes this time to Lil, who's on off the bench. Lays it back to Robinson. Whips in Pestridge. Near post header. Couldn't quite connect. Edge of the box. This is Frame's area. Bannon might have a go. He might have a go. He almost got it in as well. It was just over the crossbar. Half an hour left in this game. I'm going to get shouty. Demand but more. 20 minutes left. We need something. Players are switched on after that. Pestridge can't get it back. I mean, I love it when one of our subs scores. And I do have a soft spot for Pestridge, even if he did miss that crucial penalty a couple of episodes ago. I mean, Lil. How different would this season be so far if we scored penalties? I also realise I haven't covered the fixtures prior to this. We'll do that in a sec. Frame hits the woodwork. He hits the frame of the goal. Do you get it? We really need it. We really need a win here. I have one sub left. Bannon's played poor. Let's get in Glendining. The fan club, they rise to their feet. They think, Gaffer, why is it taking this long to bring him in? But yes, we have played games since the last episode. I don't know how that's escaped me. I think I was just so excited to get into the Europa League to start this season. Frame wins it. Go on, my son. Driving at them. Pestridge and also Glendining are there. Whips it back post. Pestridge finishes it. Let's go. Let's go. We'll take that all day, every day. That's what we needed. He tucks it away into the bottom corner there. On off the bench. I mean, I'm going to take all the credit. Frame just dinks it to that back post, sits it up on a plate, and it's a tidy finish from a tight angle. The keeper should do better. The goal has bugged out a little bit there. He's broken the back of the net. I mean, it's a win that we deserve if we hold on. I don't want to speak too soon here. Manchester United beating Lille 3-0. I feel like Lille were always going to be the team we were going to be in contention with. And I think we have them next. I think I talked last episode about the fact I wasn't going to do the game against them. I feel like I have to. In some ways, it's the games against Manchester United that are less important, but I'm not sure how he's only finished 1-0, but it's a great win against a team who were expected to beat us, and I think that's the main thing here. £500,000 received. We're second in the group. I mean, take a photo, drink it in. Also, Lille's goal difference taking a bit of a hammering. That could be favourable for us going forward. In terms of the game since you were last here, I should talk about them. Not ideal. We drew against Crusaders 1-1. It was a late goal conceded against them. Against Ballycare Comrades, we beat them 3-0 convincingly in the County Anthem Shield. We always expect to win that. Against Addons, again, 2-0. Great result. Wright and Dixon with the goals. Most recently against Cliftonville, our big rivals, or certainly one of them, Robert Downey scored for us, but it wasn't enough. It ended up finishing 1-1. Downey, though, has been improving a lot this year. Already has 2 goals to his name. And I really, really like him. The 17-year-old boy, you know, homegrown at LARNE as well, playing international football already. He is kind of the hometown hero who's everyone's kind of expectations are being shouldered by right now. In terms of the league table, just to show you it before we go, it's not particularly pleasant viewing. We're currently in 5th. We're still unbeaten this year, but we've drawn 5 games, all 1-1. I don't quite know what to make of that. I'm hoping that that's just a blip and we're going to be able to come for it strong. We still have the 3rd best goal difference in the league, and you can see the league is so close. From 7th to 1st is separated by 5 points after 8 games, so it can all change very, very quickly. Lille, you can see here, highest average rating with a 7.64. Has also got 2 player of the matches. He's been a player who really has been a top performer for us so far this year, and hopefully he can keep it going throughout this season, I guess. So yes, in terms of when we'll be back, we've got that game against Lille. I might double that up with the game against Linfield depending on how they get on, or maybe we'll do the Lille game and the Glenavon game in the Iron Brew second round. And then we might take on Glenavon again and Manchester United in the episode after that. We'll have to see how things go. Just before I end this episode, just so you guys are aware, obviously, with this series, we've been uploading each and every weekday. Just during the month of February, it might slow down just a little bit to 4 episodes a week. I feel like 5 is a nice sustainable amount. You guys are easily able to catch up and keep up with the series, I feel like. But if you don't know, I work for a game studio. We have a game launching next month. It's just a busy month for me in general. So with that in mind, just temper your expectations. There might be slightly fewer episodes. I think on days where we do miss an episode, I'll try and make it a Wednesday every single time. That may work out, it may not. I just want you guys to be aware of it now. But anyway, that's going to be all from me today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. We'll be back next time where the Europa League action resumes. Perfect start as far as I'm concerned. Hopefully we can put up a performance of equal quality against Lille, who are, well, they're not going to be easy opposition at all. Anyway, guys, let me know what you make of the foreign player signings. Good, bad, ugly. Your opinions do matter to me. And, well, I'll see you guys soon. It is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.